Hi, welcome to the fourth day of 31 affirmations for the month of December. I hope you're finding these daily affirmations as helpful as I have been in redirecting your path to one of more grace and ease and comfort. So today's affirmation is one that feels like a really big exhale. It's kind of like a permission slip for yourself to take life at your own speed. And the affirmation is this: it's okay to take life at my own pace. So let's start with this. Your life isn't a rat race. And that sounds pretty obvious, I know, but we often find ourselves rushing, to keep up with everybody else. Sometimes it's meeting milestones in your career. Sometimes it's relationship issues or personal goals. And the world we live in has this really weird way of making us feel like we're always falling behind if we don't meet certain milestones. But did you ever think about what if we didn't have to keep up? Like, go all the way back to the times when there was no time, when we didn't have calendars. What was early man keeping up with? Nothing. So what if we could honor our own pace? What if we could honor our own rhythm? And what if we could trust that just doing that was enough? So here's the thing I want you to know about. The society we live in, sadly, really loves timelines. And there's this unspoken checklist that we are supposed to follow. We have to graduate by a certain age. We have to get a certain, good job by a certain age. We're supposed to get married and buy a house and do all these things like, when we're in our 30s or something. We have to start a family. We have to achieve it all before this deadline that's been imposed by society. But what if you're somebody who's not on that timeline? And what if your path looks a little different? If that happens, it can really feel like you're doing the thing wrong. I felt that pressure throughout most of my life, and I'm starting to release it. A few years ago, I caught myself comparing my journey to somebody else. It had to do with retirement. There was somebody else that I was working with who had worked until she was 65 and felt that that's what she had to do. She had to work until 65 because that was the age that society deems we work until, so that we have enough money to live out the rest of our lives. And she worked herself to the bone. That caused me a lot of stress because I started thinking like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be exhausted by the time I retire and then not have anything left to enjoy my life with. I started thinking, why does that timeline exist? Why can't we stop our career when we feel like it and do something else? Whose rule is this? So I was wondering at that point, like, why I wasn't doing things the way that society deemed that we were supposed to. I'm over that now. I'm on my own path. But I wonder, have you ever felt like that yourself? Have you ever felt like the pace that you were living at didn't measure up to the pace of everybody else? It's pretty exhausting, and it's really easy to forget that life isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. So this is where today's affirmation comes in. And it goes like this: it's okay to take life at my own pace. Take a deep breath and exhale, and then say it again. It's okay to take life at my own pace. Now close your eyes and say that one more time. It's okay to take my life at my own pace. It is. It feels a little lighter just saying it. So here's what I've learned. When we try to match somebody else's timeline, we end up losing sight of what's important to us individually. But when we embrace our own pace and we create space to focus on what really matters for our own individual needs, our joy, our growth, and our well-being, we end up feeling a bit lighter, just like you did when you said the words. taking life at your own pace, it doesn't mean that you're giving up things. It just means that you're giving yourself the grace to grow and evolve in a way that feels authentic to you. So for me, this affirmation became really real when I made the decision to start my retirement journey now at 55 years old instead of waiting another 10 years. Because I was feeling burnt out and mentally exhausted from life and from a 26-year teaching career and from raising 2 kids to adulthood and from co-parenting and from blending a family together and all of the other things that you can imagine happen in somebody's life. And I thought, why am I rushing through all of these things, and why do I have to keep on pushing myself another 10 years? I want to enjoy the peace and calm now. And I realized that these deadlines, that these goals weren't my goals. So I gave myself permission to slow down. I gave myself permission to slow down in my career. I gave myself permission to slow down within my family structure and start taking care of myself a little bit more. And when I did that, things started to shift. The people in my family who I live with, my husband and my daughter, started becoming more self-sufficient. My son is away at college, so I'm not having to do the daily caretaking of him anymore. They started looking out for me a little bit more, rather than assuming that I'm just so independent and that I'm the maintainer of the household. And they noticed, as did I, how much rest I really needed, and I started prioritizing rest for myself. I started saying no to things that didn't align with my own values, and I started trusting that the journey that I was now on was unfolding exactly the way it was supposed to unfold. If this affirmation speaks to you at all, you can join me on the rest of the 31-day journey. Every day in December on this channel, Beautiful Life Sage, I'm sharing an affirmation a day to help you to connect with yourself and to embrace life on your own terms. And as a gift, I have a free downloadable set of 5 affirmations from my 31 Days of Affirmations for Neurodivergent Minds collection. This set of 5 is completely free, and it's a great way to try out the practice of affirmations before you decide to dive into the full set. And you can find the link to those affirmations in the description and in the pinned comment. Okay, so when you start believing this affirmation, it's okay to take life at my own pace. You're going to notice something magical happening. You're going to stop comparing your journey to somebody else's journey, or to the journey society deems as appropriate for humans. And you're going to start focusing on what feels right for yourself. You're going to give yourself permission to rest and to pause and to celebrate the small victories in life. And you're going to find much more joy in that process. And the best part of this is life is going to feel more peaceful. A friend of mine used to feel so much pressure to catch up all the time with her peers, but then she embraced her own pace, the pace that I'm talking about, which was her pace, and she started to discover passions that she didn't realize she had, or that she had ignored. She realized that she was neglecting relationships in her life, and she realized that she now had a sense of purpose that had nothing to do with the expectations of anybody else. And that's what's so beautiful about this affirmation. It's not about stepping back. It's about stepping into your life that's going to feel more aligned with who you truly are. So today I'm going to ask that you slow down a bit. I'm going to ask that you take a deep breath and that you remind yourself it's okay to take life at my own pace. Because you know what? It absolutely is. Thanks for spending time with me on this affirmation. And I'd love for you to share this video with a friend who you think might need to hear this affirmation. Okay, it's an important reminder for us all. And tomorrow we will look at another affirmation together, so make sure to join me as we continue affirming our place in this world and our well-being. Okay? Give yourself permission to take life at your own pace. You're exactly where you need to be. In the meantime, watch one of these videos next if you missed the other affirmations. Take care. See you later. Love you.